So here's another self-portrait of an artist who is presenting herself as an artist. So I would imagine this could be a great companion to Rembrandt's painting or Rembrandt's etching, actually, of himself as the artist. Or you could compare this to Velázquez showing himself as the artist in Las Meninas. This is Elizabeth Vijay Lebrun, and she is a phenomenal female artist. In fact, really, we haven't had a female artist except for going back to the Bayeux Tapestry with Matilda and the group of women who we believe probably did the embroidery on that tapestry. So here we have a female artist now, and one who kind of is a trailblazer in the world of portraiture. And so let's talk about her with context. So the opportunities for women were not really strong if you wanted to become an artist. And so you couldn't be an apprentice, like stay with an older artist and work. That would be very bad for your reputation, just not appropriate. So pretty much the only way that you could learn is if you had a relative who could teach you. And luckily, Elizabeth's father was a portrait painter, and so he taught her how to paint. When she was 19 years old, she joins what is the Paris Academy of St. Luc, which was a group of painters and sculptors, classes and learning about art and that was unusual itself for her to be a member of that. She gets noticed and becomes basically, as she gets older, noticed by French royalty. And so the king and queen appoint her to the Paris Royal Academy, and she was one of only 4 women who were members of that academy at this time. And the French Academy really became a controlling entity, an organization, really controlling what kind of art was made and what the style of art, would be. It was for a long time kind of a place that would judge your art and say yay or nay, yes, well, you can display this, no, you can't, until about the 1790s. And we'll talk a little bit more about the Paris academies and the Royal Academy and salons a bit more in other pieces. But she was a member of that academy, which was quite rare for a woman. And ultimately, she becomes the portrait painter to the French queen at the time, which was Marie Antoinette. And I'll show you 2 portraits that Elizabeth did of Marie. And she was working with Marie Antoinette during the French Revolution, Marie and Louis XVI, and ends up having to flee France because of her alignment with the Queen. So she ends up going, to all different places: Rome, Italy, all over Europe, painting portraits of people, and until ultimately she gets to return to France later in her life. Her portraits were pretty scandalous for their time, or just caused people to talk because they were very relaxed, natural, casual. They talk a lot about the open mouth smile a little bit, and just the overall casual nature of it became a talking point. I think it got her noticed too. But at the same time that you have this relaxed kind of way about you, the paintings and the people in them are pretty graceful and elegant as well. So the era here, this painting is kind of an in-betweener, of eras. It has some of the Rococo kind of grace and detail and elegance combined within the neoclassical style of calm and collected and reason, and then looking very natural. And she painted this during her exile in France. She was wearing clothing that was in the style of the French court at the time, so it's definitely showing her high status. And she's just looking out at us like Rembrandt, like Velázquez, but as a woman here, with her direct gaze, showing herself, holding her used paintbrushes and her palette, and her brush as she's painting a portrait, which you can see a faint indication of a face and a necklace on the canvas that she's showing. So her clothes stand out, her, showing her status, her face looking right out at you. This is a woman who is confident, happy, and successful in her career. So let me show you the two portraits of Marie Antoinette. The one on the left caused people to go really get kind of upset because Elizabeth showed the queen in non-royal appropriate clothes. Like Marie wanted to be in this gauzy kind of dress. And so Elizabeth painted her in it and people talked. It was just not deemed appropriate. So the painting on the right is more of a appropriate attire dress, and that is also, both of these are by Elizabeth Vijay Lebrun. So function of this, definitely portrait, self-portrait. And formal qualities, I would say emphasis. We're emphasizing all the characteristics of her as a painter. And the light hits right at her hand, so I think we're definitely emphasizing her as a painter. So again, that's Self-Portrait by Elizabeth Vijay Lebrun.